Greetings to the Green Knights.
I'm Natalia Gladys.
And I'm Sam Lococo, and we're your anchors for today's broadcast.
Today's broadcast will be highlighting some My SNC events that you don't want to miss this week, a club that is definitely a chart topper, and an interactive opportunity heading into spring break.
All this and more coming up on Night News.
Looking at events this week before spring break, on Wednesday from 12 to 1, join the Tech Bar for an educational event. Engage with the latest topics, including generative AI, robotic integration, environmental sustainability, AI's impact on education and employment, and developments within companies like OpenAI and Google.
Participants will explore real-world challenges and innovations in AI, ask questions, and share expertise in an open environment. Enjoy free popcorn every week and a chance to enter a fun monthly raffle for each session you attend. We look forward to seeing you there.
Coming up this Thursday, are you interested in learning more about the recent military strikes against Iran? Curious about what an Ayatollah is or why Hezbollah would get involved?
Come gather for a free lunch on behalf of the Norman Miller Center and learn more about the present conflict in the Middle East from Dr. Andrew O'Connor. This event will take place on Thursday from 12 to 1 p.m.
Please register on My SNC. When you come to Michael's Commons, grab a tray at Ruth's and let them know that you are there for the talk. Your meal will be charged to the NMC. Join us upstairs.
Also starting this Thursday, come celebrate the Novena Masses leading to the Feast of St. Joseph. Masses will take place at Old St. Joe's from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. on March 11th through the 19th.
Make sure to attend some of these events before you head out for spring break.
And now, we'll turn it over to Derek with the weather.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Norby with a Chance, your one-stop shop for learning whether to weather the weather. And this week I bring bad tidings. Just remember, don't shoot the messenger. We're going to be doing a replay of our February weather starting Wednesday with a high of 39 degrees and snowfall in the morning. We'll have a small break on Thursday as we'll get a high of 42 and a bit of sunshine, but Friday will take a turn for the terrible. Expect 42 degrees along with plenty of rain and snow. Saturday won't be much better, bringing us 38 degrees and a 40% chance of snow showers too. And the hits just keep on coming. Sunday will have a high of 36 degrees and a 40% chance of snow as well. On Monday, we'll be experiencing a high of 34 along with more snow projected. Fingers crossed that this will be the last week that winter will be holding on to us for. And now for today's off-the-radar weather trivia fact. Given all the snow and rain heading our way, it makes sense to try to conflate the two. Did you know that 1 inch of rain generally equates to about 10 to 13 inches of snow? And depending on the temperature and how heavy or light the snow is, the ratio can reach as low as 5 inches of snow for 1 inch of rain, or more than 20. I know what you're probably thinking. Derek, what's all this talk about snow or rain? Can't we just have none of the above? I'm with you. I'm also with Sam and Natalia, so I'll just send it back to them. Until next time, this was Norby with a Chance. Enjoy spring break.
Thanks, Derek.
You know, all this snow is really gonna suck. But you know who doesn't suck? SNC Sports.
We will now turn it over to Nicholas McQuillan, who has the results from this past week's competitions and championships.
Thank you guys. It is time to cover another exhilarating week of sports here at SNC. This week, championships in hockey were decided, and other sports continue to roll on in their seasons. We will cover it all on the latest edition of SNC Sports Spotlight. Before we get into the NACC Athletes of the Week, let's see how the men's and women's hockey championships went down. For the men's team in a game against 23-4-1 Aurora University on Saturday, the ultimate goal was achieved, as the Green Knights won 3-1 in a game where they had control the entire way. Congratulations to the men's hockey team, who can add another NCHA Harris Cup to their total. The men will now advance to the NCAA D3 first round of the championships. They will compete at our home rink, Cornerstone, at 7 p.m. this Saturday against New England. Tickets are now on sale, so be sure to come and support. Meanwhile, the results unfortunately were a bit different for the women's team. Despite an impressive run to the Slats Cup Championship, the Green Knights came up a bit short in their overtime against Adrian College, 4-3, in a game that started out slow for St. Norbert, trailing 3-1. They were able to tie it before overtime at 3. However, a goal in OT from Adrian was the big killer in what ultimately ended the women's team season. Both the men's and women's teams will be looking to get back to the spot again next year. Now, let's look at the NACC Athletes of the Week. The track and field team was well represented this week, having 3 athletes receive this honor. Starting off with junior Eden Marinell, who won the triple jump and the long jump at the Indoor Conference Championship and was named Women's Field Athlete of the Week. With this being her 3rd award of the season, she now has 10 in her career at St. Norbert. Another junior, Ezra Schermacher, also added another weekly honor to his resume, as he won the pole vault at 15 feet 3 inches and cleared the high jump at 6 feet 9 inches, a record at St. Norbert College. The award is his 3rd on the season and 12th in his career. Last but not least, freshman Kyan Lintz received the weekly honor after winning the 3K and 5K runs, and being named the men's athlete and freshman of the Indoor Conference Championship. This is expected to be the first of many weekly awards for Lintz at St. Norbert. Congratulations to these athletes and all at SNC. Now let's look at some other sports results over the past weekend. After a tight 11-10 loss for the baseball team, the Green Knights demolished Maranatha Baptist University in 3 games over the weekend, winning 17-0, 30-0, and 12-0. Yes, these are all baseball scores. And for the first time since 2007, the Green Knights threw a no-hitter. Senior Jace Midbon earns his first win of the year with no hits and 15 strikeouts, the 3rd most in a single game in program history. They will play in Florida next from March 13th to the 18th, along with the women's softball team. The men's volleyball team won 2 different matches, 3-1 on Saturday, improving their record to 8-9. After 1 road game, they will play at home for 3 straight games from this Thursday to Saturday. The women's tennis team also competed this weekend. They took on UW Stout and Lawrence University this Saturday, winning 5-2 against Stout and 4-3 against Lawrence. These are great wins as the men's and women's tennis teams both head to Florida to compete this spring break. Another traveling team this spring break, the men's and women's track and field teams, will be headed to Birmingham, Alabama for their Division III championships. Stay on alert for that, as Ezra Schermacher, Eden Marinell, and Jacob Klitsky are all competing in at least one event. What an exciting week it once again was in SNC athletics, especially with the men's hockey team clinching the championship for the first time since 2018. And with this being said, it is time for the crazy statistic of the week. The Green Knights men's hockey team has won a total of 6 championships since 2008, which is at least double the number of all other Division III ice hockey teams. This was the weekly SNC Sports Spotlight. I'm Nick, and time to send it back over the ice to our anchors.
Thank you, Nick, and congrats to all of our athletes.
Good luck to teams that are traveling or competing over spring break.
Now the show must go on, so let's over to Mary with our weekly club feature.
This week, Mary looked into a pitch-perfect club here at St. Norbert.
Thanks, Sam and Natalia. Right now, I'm tuning in to listen to Knights on Broadway sing some new music and some of their old favorites. Let's go see what they have to say about their club. And who am I with today?
Allison Young.
And Tyler Casper.
And so you guys are juniors here. What is the favorite song of yours that you've done?
Right now, we're working on One Day More from Les Mis, which is super fun.
And last year, we did a Wicked medley, 3 amazing songs from Wicked, and it was really fun.
And who am I with now?
Ella Vieira, Piper Crabtree.
And you guys are freshmen, so you haven't done a lot of songs, but what are your favorite ones so far?
I like A New World, which is one we just did this weekend.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I really like The New World we did from Songs from a New World.
Awesome. And why did you guys decide to join Knights on Broadway?
In high school and middle school, I was in show choir, so this was kind of my closest option to combine singing and dancing.
Similar to Allison, I was in theater since 6th grade, middle school, and I knew it wasn't going to be my major, so I love that Knights on Broadway lets me live out my theater dream, but still focus on other things at St. Norbert here.
Awesome. And why should other people join?
I think it's a really great community to be involved in. We roughly have like 12 members at a time, so you get really close with the group.
Yeah, I think it's a great place to just make new friends, be around like-minded people who love music and theater, and kind of have an outlet from your studies.
And you realize you didn't know anything. Nobody told you the best way to steer when the wind starts to blow.
And who am I with?
My name is Kent Paulson.
And how long have you been with the school?
I've been at St. Norbert for 23 years, I think. I started working with some of the summer music theater even before that. But this is my 18th year with Nights on Broadway.
Oh my gosh, what else do you do at the school?
I direct the Dudley Berta Chorale, which is a community choir, and oversee the youth orchestra program and teach in the music department.
Now, why should people join Nights on Broadway?
Why should people join Nights on Broadway? Because it's the coolest thing on campus. Well, I think it's fundamental to everyone to find a way of expression, find your voice. That might be through painting, it might be through pottery. For a lot of us, it's through singing and movement and being on stage and performing, and the ability to take on different characters and do different songs is part of the self-expression that's so key to the whole liberal arts experience.
Definitely. And if people did want to get involved, when are your guys' meetings?
So we practice Thursday nights from 8:15 to 10 p.m., which is a really late time, but that's when everyone's free. And then usually 2 weeks before the show, we meet almost every night, but we always try to schedule that around other finals or work or classes. So.
Well, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great practice. Thank you for all the work that you do.
Fantastic. Thanks so much.
Well, that club sure was sharp. On that note, back to you guys.
Thank you, Mary.
That club is definitely their forte.
As we begin to conclude our broadcast, we would like to share the results of our lunch segment.
This week's CAF favorite is chicken and cheese quesadillas. A close second was the mac and cheese bar.
Due to spring break, there will be no poll for this week's broadcast, which is very sad. However, we still want to get our audience involved.
Spring break is coming up, and we want to see how you're spending it. Whether you're traveling somewhere warm, hanging out with friends, or just enjoying some time off, send us your photos. Your pictures might be featured in our next broadcast.
Be sure to submit them by emailing us at nightnews@snc.edu or DMing us on Instagram at nightnews.snc. We can't wait to see your spring break highlights.
That's all for today. Thank you for tuning in. Just a reminder, due to spring break, there will be no broadcast next week. Our next broadcast will be on Tuesday, March 24th.
And as you're thinking of us and missing us on spring break, feel free to email us spring break photos or a club that you would like to have featured at nightnews@snc.edu. You can also share spring break photos or keep up with us on Instagram as well.
This is Night News. I'm Natalia Gladys.
And I'm Sam Lococo.
And it's a good night to be a knight.
Thank you for watching and have a safe spring break.